it's me, Alex. Today I'm going to do a full face of nothing new. I figure since I've been buying a lot of makeup recently, I need to slow down and chill out and do some stuff with makeup that I already have. I might incorporate one thing that is new to my collection, but that's just because I think it would go pretty nicely with the kind of look that I'm doing. So I'm going to be using my ABH Subculture palette just because this one always inspires me a lot. Hey, Editing Alex here. I had filmed this video before a whole bunch of stuff had come out about ABH, and so I didn't want to not include this video because obviously I spent some time on it, but I did want to now note that I mean, y'all know that I have put ABH on a timeout for a while because of treatment of influencers, their collaboration with an MLM, all of that kind of stuff. But I did want to note that, Taj Reed had posted on Instagram talking about her experiences with Anastasia Beverly Hills when she worked for them as an influencer, and that kind of solidified my, not buying from them. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with my palettes because I really like them, so I think I'm gonna keep using them. But probably not so much on camera anymore, but I felt like I couldn't post this without talking about that a little bit. I will link to her post in the description box below if you want to know a little bit more about that situation and someone who can explain it a little bit better than me. And there is a look that I did a while ago that I think I could do again. I don't even know if I posted it online, but I just remember doing it and really liking it, and I think now that my makeup skills have really improved, I think I would do a pretty good job at recreating it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my primer and get started. Yeah, so I just wanted to do a little get ready with me, having fun. I'm not really even doing that much today. Like, Casey and I might be going for a hike, but we're not entirely sure. Oh, I should have picked something with a better mirror than this, because like, look at this. It's so dirty. I'm gonna do my primer and then try and find a better mirror. I'm using my NYX HD eyeshadow primer. I don't know if I said that. But actually, before I go in with any shadow for the Subculture formula, I do really like to kind of set it down with a lighter shadow. So I'm going to use Buttery from my Self-Made palette. And this one is technically my Pan That palette for this year. When I was doing my 2020 beauty goals of like my budget and my Pan That palette and stuff, I was really not anticipating a global pandemic between my not using this palette too terribly much and all my stress buying. I have not really stuck to those beauty goals whatsoever. I feel really shitty about it, but not actually that shitty because I'm trying to be understanding of myself as a person. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use a mirror from my Alyssa Edwards palette. So I guess that was my update for my 2020 beauty goals, in that they're non-existent at this point, honestly. Like, I would truly love to use more of my Self-Made palette and all of that, and I'm not planning on stopping using that. I just don't feel the need to be as aggressive about it right now, because right now I'm just trying to kind of enjoy myself. So I'm first going to go in with the shade Roxy in the crease here. Also, I've started doing my nails again. This was originally just a plain purple, and now it has mixed with my hair dye. I'm going to go in with Roxy and put that in my crease as my transition shade. I used to really not care that much for that sort of shade, but now I realize that I really do like it, and I think it actually helps everything blend really, really nicely. So in terms of life stuff, I'm still unemployed, still looking for a job, so I've been trying to just kind of do as much YouTube and around the house stuff as I possibly can to really keep myself occupied, you know? My mental health hasn't been bad per se, but I've definitely felt myself kind of being more depressed. I am in the process of I'm in between therapists at the moment, so I'm currently trying to figure out someone new who can really kind of fit my needs. I'm looking to try more of cognitive behavioral therapy because I think that would kind of help me manage my life a little bit better and make me a little bit less stressed out all the time. Because I think that has been one of the major things of, I just have this kind of very intense feeling of I need to be doing things all the time, but I really don't have that much of an opportunity to be doing things all the time. I occupy myself as I can, but it's not the easiest because I am bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. So I'm now going to go in with the shade All Star, and I'm going to begin this in kind of like a halo eye type situation. So that's kind of where I've been at. So I've been trying to really focus on my YouTube a little bit more and do things like that, because this is something that really does bring me a lot of joy, especially when I'm not an extrovert, but I am someone who I really do like interacting with people. I'm like an introverted people person, and so pandemically that really isn't great. Like, I always smile at people when I go out for walks and stuff, and they can't see it through my mask when I'm in the grocery store and stuff. So that has been very difficult on me as someone who, like, as much as I love my time to myself, I've had way too much of it. That is why I have been doing, like, as much as I can. I've been following a lot of my friends, like, live streams, and been involved in a few Discord servers and stuff. So I've really been trying to engage in that manner as much as possible, because I miss human interaction deeply. I'm not someone who likes crowds or anything like that. That's really not who I am, but I like talking to people. Like, Kay says that I'm a golden retriever, and it's very, very true. I'm like, I want to go for a walk, I want to go for a walk, I want to talk to people, I want to talk to people, I want to meet people, I want to hang out, I want to... So there's that. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put on some glitter glue now on the center, because I think that this is going pretty well. So speaking of things I've been doing to occupy myself, I am really, really excited because I'm about to finish a sweater that I've been knitting for about... I would say about a month. And, like, I don't know if you know this, like, you can probably tell by my tattoos, but I've been knitting since I was about 9 years old, and so far recently I've been doing, like, a lot of very small projects for the last few years, so nothing big. Like, I'll occasionally do a blanket because it's pretty mindless, but I haven't really had the time or energy for anything that would require too much, like, of an attention span, you know, like with the shaping and stuff. So I really decided to throw myself into making a sweater, and I'm really excited for how it's about to turn out. Like, I haven't made a sweater probably since college, like in about 3 or 4 years, so I'm really excited for how it's about to turn out. Like, I just started making the collar, and then that's all it's gonna be. So I'm gonna use the shade Electric, and I'm gonna put that down over top where I put the glitter glue. So I'm really excited. I will probably post that up on my Instagram in the not too distant future whenever I finish it, just because I'm really proud of how it's turning out. Like, I can also share the pattern probably at some point if I remember to, just because it's a really cute pattern. I found it on Ravelry. I definitely had to, like, make some modifications. Fortunately, they did have, like, stuff for my size and stuff in it, so that way I didn't have to modify that too much. But there's, like, a couple of things, like, since it's kind of a gradient in the yarn, you definitely really have to pay attention, because it doesn't tell you in the pattern when you should start using, like, a different color. And that was a little bit difficult on me because I've never really knitted something quite like that in that pattern before. So that was something I really kind of had to figure out on my own. But other than that, I think it was pretty easy to make. I did definitely use different colors than what was specified in the pattern, but a huge part of that was just because like, the pattern was kind of like a little bit more neutral, and it was a cream to, like, dark gradient where the cream was, like, up at the top, and I often find that things that put lighter colors close to my face don't really look that great on me. So I opted to do, like, olive green up top to a gradient of, like, not quite a rainbow, but, like, to, like, this sort of, like, a gradient yarn at the bottom, like these sorts of colors. So it's gonna be really pretty, and I think it's gonna look great on me. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is I'm wondering if instead of knitting it to an extra large, I should have done a large, because this is definitely looking a little bit oversized, and I think that was really the intention of the pattern. So I don't necessarily fault it for that, but I'm hoping that it fits well enough on me that I'm not gonna be too worried about that. I think it's going to be super comfy, and like obviously I'm not going to be wearing sweaters anytime soon. That is my one concern, so I hope it fits well, because definitely like the model wearing it was very like thin and not super curvy, so I'm hoping it still like ends up looking flattering on my body shape, which I mean, I think even if it doesn't end up being super flattering, I'm still gonna wear it anyway because I made it. Now I'm going to basically kind of do the same thing along my lower lash line, so let me go back in with some more Roxy. The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy. And I also just got the yarn and supplies for another sweater that I'm going to try next as soon as I finish this one, just because I realized how much fun that was, so I'm going to attempt another one. I've also kind of realized, like, since I do have enough free time on my hands to really try new techniques, this time I'm gonna do kind of like a color blocked sweater where, you know, it's not just like stripes, you have to like work with different colors within the same row. And I'm gonna go in with more All-Star closer to the lash line. So I'm very excited about that. I just did my Michaels pickup order for that yesterday. I swear they are seeing so much of me right now. Like, my Michaels is just doing curbside pickup. You can't really go in. I really try and limit the amount of times that I actually go into a place because I have a garbage immune system. Like, I do have health insurance now, which is nice, but I don't have an actual immune system. Just because I have health insurance doesn't mean I would like to risk it. So I'm going to just take my finger with a little bit more of electric on the lid. I'm really liking how this eye look is turning out. I feel super cute, even though no one's really gonna see it. And I'm thinking for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the shade Cube up here. I was thinking of using some glitter on top of electric on my lid, but now I'm not so sure because I think this looks fine. Okay, I need something that pops a little bit more on the inner corner. So I'm going to go in with my Alchemist palette and just use the shade Opal here because I'm really trying to use that one up. There we go. I think that'll be a little bit nicer because like Cube is a really nice shade, but I find that it is really difficult to pick up with a brush. So it is not one of my favorites from the palette. So I've also been playing like a decent amount of Animal Crossing. I finally got KK Slider to come to my island and I am super, super excited. I try and at least check in on my island at least once a day, just to make sure that all my villagers are still on there. I got the amiibo card for Alice because she's my absolute favorite, and I got her to move onto my island, and I'm very, very happy about that because she was my absolute favorite growing up. And I know that she's like not the most like colorful, exciting or whatever character, but I love her. She was like my absolute best friend. When she moved away in my Animal Crossing Wild World game, I cried because she was the best. So I'm very happy that she is still very much here with me. I wasn't about to go island hopping or anything in order to find her. I had to go in for the amiibo card. Time for me to go in for my face. Since, you know, I'm not really using anything new, this is like fine because I really don't own that many different like face products, so I'm using the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil as always. This is in the shade 04 True Beige Buff. This is a nice little tinted moisturizer. I love it so much. I'm looking at different like black-owned makeup brands to see if there's any good tinted moisturizers from them. I haven't yet been able to find that many. I know the Lip Bar has a nice little light coverage foundation. I'm gonna look up some reviews before I order it because it is like $28, but I really would like to really expand my horizons in that regard. I've been trying a lot more black-owned makeup brands in general since I am someone who really does enjoy indie brands. I just got the Colored Rain Vivid Pigments palette because of Emily Han and Audra at Home and all my friends, their bad influences, and I also just got a few JD Glow shadows, and it's very hard for me to film this knowing that those exist and I have not yet filmed with them or tried them or done anything more than swatch with them. But I'm having self-control. Also, I'm trying to find a replacement mascara since both ColourPop and Milk Makeup have not had the greatest responses to kind of everything that has been going on, especially with the ColourPop Me Black and the Pull Up or Shut Up movements. those haven't been super great, so I am looking to really expand my horizons when it comes to mascaras. I'm thinking of trying the Fenty one, and I shouldn't be that picky with mascaras, but I really am, because I don't wear falsies. So anyway, speaking of black-owned brands, I'm going to use my Juvia's Place Saharan Volume 2 blush palette, and I'm going to use the shade Yara as my bronzer for this. I've used this a couple times before, and I do really like it. I'm also thinking of ordering the Fenty bronzer because I've heard nothing but good things about it. The only thing is I can't quite determine my shade. I don't know that much about bronzer or anything like that. Like, I can figure out blush and highlight, generally speaking, and I know that bronzer and contour are different things and they're supposed to go on different places of your face, but when I started learning how to do makeup, I learned it from like the YouTube people, you know, the YouTube people, and I'm still not entirely able to figure out where everything's supposed to go. Anyway, I'm going to start by layering my blush. I'm going to use Milani Cheek Kiss in Nude Flush, which I really like, and I think that'll help kind of with the bronzer because this is a decent shade, but I don't quite think that it is my bronzer shade. I really liked the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzers, like just a regular Chocolate Soleil. I think that was very good for my skin tone, but I want to figure out which Fenty bronzer really matches that one because I think that'll end up being the one that would match my skin the best. And I also want to try some of their like Match Stix contour things because I haven't contoured in a super long time, but my roommate has been letting me practice doing makeup on them, and so as a result of that I did do a little bit of contour on their face and it looked really good. So I would like to kind of get back into that, but I don't really have any contouring products because I used up just about everything that I had. And I would like to try their cream contours and stuff. I think that could be pretty cute. So I'm now going to go in with my Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in Radiant Lights. I love this one. I really want to actually use this one up by the end of the year. I love highlights in this color. It's a problem just because I know that I basically own the same highlighter in a bunch of different formulas. So I did recently pick up the Milk Makeup highlighter in Morningstar, which I got because I really like the shade, but also because of the name, because I've been watching a lot of Lucifer. I had to. It's really cute, and I had a hard time like making myself not use it for this video so I can use some of my older products. I feel like the blush is already doing a lot because I definitely applied a lot more than I usually do for that. I really like the Milani blush formula. I'm going to do a video very soon on blushes for people like me who are afraid of blush, and I think that one is definitely going to be included in it. But I kind of want to layer that with this little sleek blush in the shade Coral because I think that could also add something very, very nice to this look. Let me just do a little bit of that. And I'm kind of just putting that on the upper parts of my cheekbones. I look almost sick, but I'm not going anywhere today, so I don't give a shit. You know who's going to see this? Case in Nature. I also got my Misfits Market Box, and I decided that I really wanted to try that. It's like a subscription service that does like imperfect fruits and vegetables, like that couldn't get sold in store but are like perfectly fine. They just look a little weird. And my box just got delivered today. I haven't tried them yet and I'm really, really excited because I've kind of been in a cooking rut as well. Like I feel like I should have ample time to really cook, but I really haven't used that to my advantage, and I've really not been eating well at all, so this is going to give me an opportunity to really try something new. Now I'm trying to determine what sort of lipstick that I really want, because I'm like, okay, I could go for the lipstick that I use all the time. That's very much not new, but I also don't know if I should switch it up. I could also go for Mum from Melt. That one's relatively new, so I think I'm going to fall back into my old ways and use Matte Beauty by Milani for my lipstick. Okay, yeah, that is a good shade for this. Okay, so now that I've applied lipstick, I'm going to go eat food now and completely ruined. But seriously, thank you all so much for watching and hanging out with me in this little shop my stash using nothing new on my face. I really like how this look turned out. I love a good halo eye on myself, and I always think that's super nice. So anyway, tell me how have you been, what have you been up to, what have you been loving in your stash so you can encourage me to buy things too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I will see y'all in my next one. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!